Get a grip on your finances by using your line of credit checks. You get a free subscription to Bowling Magazine, and you'll support the ABC every time you use your card.
That's a great tip.
Thanks, Mike.
Hey, get your own card.
The ABC MasterCard.
You're a winner, and you deserve recognition. In sanctioned leagues and tournaments, 2 million awards are handed out each year by the national governing bodies of bowling, the American Bowling Congress, the Women's International Bowling Congress, and the Young American Bowling Alliance.
But your membership card entitles sanctioned league bowlers to more than the awards program.
There's more than $1 million each for college scholarships and veterans hospitals, bowlers supporting their communities.
Every member has a chance to compete in thousands of special events, locally, nationally, and internationally.
Sanctioned leagues also provide for the standardization of rules and supplies. Plus, league prize money is bonded.
Equipment testing and research helps advance the sport.
Your membership card does all that.
And every lane is inspected annually by local association volunteers. In short, everything runs smoother, and sanctioned leagues are a lot more fun.
So have more fun and help shape the future of bowling by making sure your league is sanctioned by the national governing bodies, the ABC, WIBC, or YABA.
All right, one game down, one to go in this semifinal match. Game one went to Hollywood Bowl, our number 2 seed, 196-168 over Ace Paving, so they lead by 28. Now remember, they switched lanes here for this second game. So Hollywood Bowl now on lane 33. Ace Paving will be on 34. Tim Myers, leadoff man.
Got it. Now, this team has got the momentum going for them. There's no question about that. After that 120 game start that we mentioned earlier, they really fought back hard. When you have someone on the team like Adele Ballard, he can be a very much a calming influence. Pump them up, give them confidence, say, come on, guys, we've got another 19 games to bowl. Don't get nervous about one bad game. Let's go. Momentum could be a key. If they win this match and carry it on to the championship match, they could have a lot going for them.
Steve Force leaves the 10.
Steve always has been a very good spare shooter. Never been much of a problem in spares. He's always had a problem carrying the corner pins. Over the years, I bowled with Steve in league and things of that nature up here in the Northwest, and that's one of the things I noticed. He leave a lot of corner pins, but he very seldom missed one.
Well, he's perfect so far tonight, Earl. 2 for 2 in that first game. Steve, 42 years old, and a league average of 219. And there we go.
Jinxed him, didn't I?
Yep.
Didn't mean to. I'm sorry about that one, Steve.
Well, said it once, you say it 100 times, but filling the frames in the Baker system, Earl, is perhaps the most important rule there is.
No question. Again, another look at Mark Frank, the proprietor here at Hollywood Bowl. Mark does a wonderful job. Good roll there. Too good a roll.
He's got trouble.
Maybe too good, huh, Bob?
The lead was up to 39. Been handing out some awards all week here, Earl, and this group of guys, the Arden Lanes, the 1995 ABC tournament champions, Charlie Harden, Pat Johns, Ken Darwin, John Sisk, Brendan Peck.
Well, the boys from the Northwest did pretty good.
Yeah, they sure did. And an open frame for Hollywood Bowl in the second.
You can see him laughing now. That shows you how loose that team is. Del Ballard down there laughing at Mark Frank for the way he rolled the ball at that spare. He tried to go kind of straight with it, and he actually rolled it over the thumb hole, and the ball was jumping on the lane as it went down the lane, and they were all giving him such a bad time about rolling it over the thumb hole.
Well, with that open, it leads down to 27. Frank DeReamer in the second for Ace Paving. And boy, does that look good to DeReamer after 2 open frames in the first.
Yeah, this guy, you know, he's steady all the way through the match play. Very tough player, and all of a sudden he gets 2 opens. Bang, bang. And they were counting on DeReamer, I'm sure, to be one of their key players at this point.
The lead 27 for Hollywood Bowl. Here's Jason Trees. He's 2 for 2 so far.
Got that one off his hand just a little bit early. You saw him kind of glance down at his fingers. You leave the ball up. The ball comes off your hand just a little bit too soon. It grips the lane a little sooner, and the ball went a little higher in the head pin. But this kid is really impressive. 19 years old, as I mentioned, only been bowling for 5 years. He was really picked up on this game in a hurry. Good athlete, very talented.
League average of 228. Gets the spare here in the third for Hollywood Bowl. They're still in it. third frame for Ace Paving. Serena with a couple of spares in that first game.
Well, Matt has to get something going. He's kind of like the leader on this team, in my opinion, as much as Del Ballard is on the Hollywood Bowl team. Matt, the guy that they look to get things started for him and get him emotionally into the match. These guys got to start it for him.
And he does. That strike cuts the lead to 17 pins. Ace Paving trailing Hollywood Bowl by 17. We'll be right back.
When the bear comes out of hibernation, motor skills are awkward. He is bad-tempered. He hears little, sees less. But his sense of smell remains keen. The bear sniffs. The refreshing scent of Coast revives him. Massive lather engulfs him. After which he becomes friendly and playful and can learn to do tricks. Coast, the eye-opener.
My grandfather was already an old man the first time I went fishing with him. My dad whispered, "Watch him cast." And I watched that line go out like a soaring bird. Where'd he learn to do that, I asked. From his father, my dad said. And from Field and Stream. And so it's been since 1895, when Field and Stream was first published.
And now you can continue the tradition with this special TV offer. Call now and get 15 issues of the best in hunting, fishing, and outdoor recreation. Plus special news specifically for your area. All for this great price. Order now and you'll also get this great-looking heavy-duty Field and Stream field bag.
Just the other day, I took my boy fishing for the first time.
Call this number now for a great price on Field and Stream and get this roomy, sturdy field bag free with your paid subscription. Call now.
The match, and momentum has shifted. It's gone from Hollywood Bowl to Ace Paving. Now, again, it's so important, as we've talked about this in the past, keep in mind that as they bowl on this pair of lanes, they bowl one complete game on a lane and then they switch. And many times, not by design, but just by how much play or whatever, one lane is completely different than the other. And whoever lines up or gets adjusted to that surface the quickest usually wins the match. And you mentioned earlier, Bob, that we've seen big leads dissipate very quickly. And this could be another one of those happening. 28 pins, nothing in Baker Point.
And now it's down to 3. For Bob Davis in the fourth.
Chance to take the lead right here. One more strike. They're in the lead. Rolled it well.
And he got it. Ace Paving jumps on top.
That's the first time that they've been at any given point in this two-game match that they've been in the lead. And I don't see them backing down now. They're pumped.
Oh, this is sure the guy that can turn that momentum right back around for Hollywood Bowl.
They really need him because he's the guy like Serena. He's got to get him going. If he doesn't strike, the rest of them don't think they can strike. The surprise to me has been Jason Treves. I'm really impressed with him. The 19-year-old that's bowling for the Hollywood Bowl team has really performed extremely well.
Is this the first time you've seen him, Earl?
First time I've seen him play, and like I say, I'm very impressed.
And Ballard with the spare in the fifth. Now the anchor man for Ace Paving.
This guy's been tough all week. He's been right there every time they needed him. He's performed well. I don't expect to see any changes right now. Strike-wise, he's been about almost at a 60% rate. Oh, that one got away from him. He didn't like that when he let go of that one. You could just see by his follow-through, he was hoping something good would happen, and it did. He got away with a bad shot there. Here's another look at it. Watch the way his follow-through goes. He kind of falls. Uh-oh. You can just almost see that in his body action. Uh-oh. Left only the 4-pin. Pretty easy spare here.
What's the difference in the two lanes here, Earl?
Well, it appears to me that that the difference, if there is any difference, we can't be sure there is, but generally there's very little difference. But normally the left-hand lane has been tighter. In other words, it seems like the ball doesn't react quite as well in the left lane because there's more oil or whatever it might be. But sometimes even the ball return can affect the way the player approaches the foul line. The ball return being, these are right-handed players being on their right side, a lot of bowlers tend to shy away from the ball return. And if you do that, you tend to give the ball more room. When you give the ball more room, it doesn't come back.
That's a big strike from Tim Myers in the 6th frame for Hollywood Bold.
This is called a rollout shot. Watch this ball goes out over the 3rd arrow, out to about the 7 or 8 board, and then hooks back and then straightens out. And when that happens, generally you get great pin action. Now, here's a guy bowling lead off for Ace Paving. If they get Steve to get something going, he can get him really going into his last 5 frames. This is his last chance to help his team in this match.
Oh, in the 7.
You know, he's been around the pocket in 3 out of his 4 shots. He's made pretty good shots and not got the strike. I'm impressed. Steve has performed very well for a guy that professed to be very nervous before we went on the air. And this is good for him. This is good experience for him. Tough format, the Baker system. It brings out the best in the best players, and it makes the bad ones look bad. Steve has performed very well.
Force gets the spare. We'll be back to wrap up this semifinal match. It's a good one with Ace leading by 5.
The American Bowling Congress and the Lynn Shoe Company are offering a one-time only ABC 100th Anniversary Bowling Shoe. The shoes are gold stamped with ABC Centennial and Lynn logos and individually numbered heel plates. You can help the American Bowling Congress and improve your game by purchasing a pair of Lynn Centennial bowling shoes. I personally recommend Lynn shoes, and a contribution is being made to the ABC for each pair sold. Lynn's for the scoring edge.
Absolute power corrupts. Abso-frickin-lutely! It's not enough to love the game. You gotta love to win. Don't roll with the punches. Throw them.
Listen, it's okay to hassle with a handheld trimmer now and then, or even a small wheels mower as long as you stick to short grass. But now, you can have the best of both machines in the revolutionary 2 machines in 1 DR trimmer mower. First, the DR is a trimmer that rolls light as a feather on 2 big wheels. That takes the load off your back while you do all your trimming. Second, the DR is a heavy-duty bladeless mower. It clears rough areas, tall weeds, even wet grass without clogging. So now, with this one machine, you can take control of your property like never before with the revolutionary DR trimmer mower. A big color catalog is just $2. Call toll-free 1-800-522-5333. That's 1-800-522-5333 for your big color catalog all about the 2 machines in 1 DR trimmer mower.
Mark Frank, 7th frame. Hollywood Bold. They're trailing late in the semifinal match, and Frank gets a gift.
Well, that gets the team up off the bench. You see a lot of hand slapping because that's kind of a morale builder. Here's a look at that shot again. He just up there, he's just trying to get it into a good roll, playing deep in the lane, playing the oily part of the lane, gets a real good pin act. That head pin taking out the 5 and the 9.
Back and forth in the semifinal. Ace Paving now trailing by 5. Frank DeReamer in the 7th.
Big
Working
shot
on a strike. Went Brooklyn and got it.
And the big smile from Frank, and it shows you the good sportsmanship. He even gets a hand slap from Jason Trees, the opposition there, when he gets ready to get up here. And Jason can really do his team a lot of good. Remember, he's throwing 3 really good shots. Struck on 2 of them, left with 4 pins. He's lined up, and he's rolling the ball very well.
He gets right up there and does it, doesn't he?
Look out, that one is gone. Oh, my. That's what you call out of bounds right there. He got it out there near the edge of the lane, and generally there will be an out of bounds where the players aren't rolling the ball. There's a lot of oil buildup, and watch this ball get out near the channel. He's lucky it didn't go in the channel.
1-2-5 for Jason Trees.
We've got an excellent lane surface here, as I mentioned. The lane procedure, the dressing pattern, the way the oil was applied. In other words, you You make good shots, you can score. If you make shots like that,
Well done.
you're going to pay the price.
Nice conversion, though, from Trees in the 8th. Hollywood Bowl up by 2 over Ace Paving. 8th frame, Matt Serena.
Matt's
He's working
the guy.
on a strike.
He's the guy. He's the one they need. Matt in the pro shop business over at Diamond Bowl. Gary Mage's the owner of that bowling center, and Matt's been there for a while and doing a good job over there. And Matt really needs to strike here. Oh, that one got away from him. He's got to get lucky. Really bad shot. You see him looking at his hand. The ball just wouldn't come off the thumb. He tugged it down the middle of the lane. And if you throw it in the middle of the lane, where there's a lot of oil, the ball will not hook at all. Didn't cross, otherwise it would have crossed the head pin. But he left a tough spare here, the 3, the 6, and the 10. Matt's going to go cross lane, switch balls. Try to get the ball between the 3 and the 6. The 6 pin take out the 10. Oh, that's trouble.
Like that.
Got the spin. What a guy. I'm impressed.
There's the captain of Ace Paving, Dan Robertson, watching.
He's been holding his breath for 15 minutes.
He has. His hair was not gray when this match began.
There you go. All right.
9th frame, and Hollywood Contour up by just 2 pins. Tal Kennedy. Oh, my!
Oh, my. Right. And you talk about an inspirational shot. Remember the crossover by Mark Frank? Well, you thought that was lucky. Watch this one, folks. We're going to look at this again. Look where the ball hits. You very seldom will see that kind of pin action. I'll tell you what, it looks like somebody was standing back there and threw a pin at the other 3. Del Ballard up off the bench in the back. You see the reaction of the crowd in the back, and oh my.
What can Davidson do about that? How about that?
These guys are all looking like they're using shotguns instead of bowling balls. They're just throwing it down the middle and hoping it goes one way or the other. But it's working.
Well, Earl, you said you thought it would come down to the battle of the anchorman, Ballard and Sharkey, and it's going to. Hollywood Bowl up by 2 pins.
It's all up to Del Ballard. If he throws 3 strikes, this match is over. Actually, 2 strikes and 9 would be a definite winner. Rolled it well.
Oh, the 10.
Not a very happy man right now. You can see by his reaction. They got 2 good breaks. Then, as almost always seems to happen, you get up there, you make the great shot when you have to, something stands up. I don't see how Del could have rolled it any better. He's got a 10-time PBA champion. He's won some of the major events on the PBA Tour. He showed you why. He got up there and made that great shot when you wanted him to. Just bad luck. They despair. That's the important thing. Build the frame. They still have the lead here. If he strikes, they'll have a 1-pin lead.
Sharkey a little anxious there. Did you see him popping up?
Yeah, he's ready.
Yeah.
He's ready. He knows what he has to do. Believe me, these players, they don't need a scorecard to know what's going on out there. They've got it all figured out in their mind. Del wants them all. Needs them all. We could have a tie.
Look out. All right, Lonnie Sharkey for Ace Paving.
Well, if he strikes, they win. If he spare strikes, we have a tie. No? Maybe I figured it wrong. So he needs a strike to win, huh? Okay. Here we go.
He likes it. He got it.
Oh, how things turn around in this thing. Never know what's going to happen. Del Ballard made the great shot when he had to. His team looked like they were getting the driver's seat after the first game. Couldn't hang on.
Yep, that big lead, as we mentioned, they led by 28 after game 1. Yet Ace Paving's going to move on and take on the Shop, our #1 seed.
Not a happy man right there. But all you can do is your best. They performed extremely well. They remember when they started that 120 game of match play, came right back and got to
86, and he got more than that. So Ace Paving is going to move on to take on #1, the Shop, in our championship match. Back with the news and then the championship match right after this.
What is it that makes virtual reality so real? Find out in Popular Science. What's it like to fly a classified F-117A fighter? Find out in Popular Science. Will hydrogen replace oil as the fuel of the 21st century? Find out in Popular Science. Where can you learn about the latest breakthroughs in high-tech products? Everything from the phone of the future to tires you can drive on even when they're flat. Find out in Popular Science, now at over 50% off with this special TV subscription offer. Call now, and as an extra bonus, get this powerful and practical mini flashlight free. Month after month, Popular Science sheds new light on what's new today and what tomorrow will look like in the world of science, computers, electronics, automobiles, and more. Call now to get 12 issues of Popular Science for just $13.94, more than half off the newsstand price. Plus this practical mini flashlight free with your paid subscription.